Hey Manish, thanks for joining in for the second episode of Vaartaalaap. How are you doing?
Yeah, man. Thanks to you first for inviting me. And yes, going has been good. The best part, this is a 4 day week in Bangalore. Tomorrow is a holiday for Shivratri, and I'm loving it.
Oh,
Three
great.
days
So
of holiday,
long weekend.
long weekend to enjoy.
So for my viewers, Manish is a seasoned professional, more than 15 plus years of work experience, and currently working as an engineering manager at JD Edwards, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm working at JDS Software. This actually now it has been rebranded as Blue Yonder to just give you a context.
Okay.
I've been into supply chain for last 15 years and I've been working from handling supply relationship management streams to pricing to warehouse management
Mm-hmm.
across Fortune 500 clients, which includes top five retailers and among the largest brands like Woolworths and so forth in Asia
Okay.
and the likes of Walmart in US.
Okay. So just to get things into perspective, one of the things, since you are based in the Silicon Valley of India, Bengaluru, you
Right.
would also be hearing about future of work in the era of artificial intelligence, automation, machine learning. Uh,
Correct.
so how is it that you see something like that impacting you personally in your profile, as well as what do you see around in Bangalore especially?
Okay, it's a very interesting topic like you talked about machine learning and AI incoming in particular. So to give you a context, 2 years back, I did an experiment in my work professional life itself where we brought into picture Microsoft-based glasses. Now these glasses help visualize a warehouse DC
Mm-hmm.
objects in front of a worker. The worker will be able to see the objects visualizing in front of it
Mm-hmm.
and enables the worker to use both the hands for performing the picking. And just to give a context, in a warehouse, picking operations cost 40% of the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Anything which helps in reducing this cost is always a welcome by all the customers.
Mm-hmm.
There's one part which is about augmented devices connected smartly to your systems and passing the data back and forth on cloud. Second thing is machine learning. I definitely see machine learning coming into picture very closely in terms of my day-to-day usages like of Netflix and
Mm-hmm.
Amazon. Like Netflix starts giving me recommendations immediately after I watched an episode of a serial. Like, okay, do you have watched today, for example, NCIS?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe now you want to watch CSI and so on.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I see. And in terms of the startup, you're right. Bengaluru is the hub for India and it is a Silicon Valley here. And there are multiple startups coming and floating around, which are providing very good services, which is built around point-to-point connection. So to give you a quote an example, I saw usage of a machine learning coming into education system,
Mm-hmm.
where it is trying to emulate a look at the question answers and give you back, okay, this is how you should attempt the question. So like just as a GMAT
Mm-hmm.
does not have a fixed pattern, similarly here the machine learning is applied to judge and participants curve an IQ level and then base the questions around that to see where the user stands at. If
Okay.
you see so far, like our traditional education system is just about the rote method. Okay, we have a series of books
Mm-hmm.
based on the syllabus. You have some predefined contents.
Right.
If you know the content, you can ace the exam, but it
Mm-hmm.
won't test your IQ. Actually, what you're learning.
Right.
So this is something is clearly touching to me at an individual level.
Okay. But uh, moving apart from the technology, how is the
Hmm.
technology impacting the workforce? Do you see
Workforce.
retrenchment as well in the industry? People need to reskill. I mean, you can take your own example. I think you went to IM Bangalore to do
Yes.
EVMP as well. So
Right.
you had to upscale as well. But keeping in
Yes.
the technology perspective, what is the impact of learning on the companies that people work in Bengaluru? Companies like Infosys and TCS are running e-learning courses. They have their own portals. So reskilling is
Right.
happening, but retrenchment is. Do you see something like that also happening in the industry?
See, retrenchment has started. There is no question about it. It is happening in the industry at startups level as well, because they're moving towards being more profitable and want to add up onto their balance sheets, and in the existing major services sector as well, as they move towards a non-linear model of scaling up and
Mm-hmm.
building the skills. So as example itself, all levels at my organization, that we, as you mentioned correctly, like talked about, I went to IIM Bangalore for the 1 year EGMP program. Still upskilling is going on from my level as today again.
Mm-hmm.
We are upskilling right now on the Azure. The
Okay.
industry as such has fundamentally changed.
Right.
Even like enterprise softwares, like where I work in supply chain, are undergoing a change.
Mm-hmm.
Where like being on-prem or like moving to a native SaaS
Mm-hmm.
is not a choice. You
Right.
have to be there or you will not survive.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it has come out to be. And what I see right now is an ecosystem being built up right now. On one side, we have Google,
Mm-hmm.
Amazon, and then Azure,
Right.
where these organizations are tying up inside. For example, like JDA has a tie up right now with Azure, where
Mm-hmm.
in Azure is Microsoft is also helping out on regular basis to migrate these products in turn to the Azure, so that we can build up an ecosystem just like what Facebook has built up with buying your say Skype and so on. The only intent is to make sure the users stay invested. Same
Mm-hmm.
way, Microsoft is doing the same thing here. Similarly with Google and Amazon as well. So reskilling is definitely very much in place.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about it. And as Darwin said, right, it's the survival of the fittest,
Okay.
especially in the learning industry where we work in software.
I mean,
We have to
India,
shape up or shape out.
right. So India has close to 4 million people, as I know, into software, information technology, and information technology enabled services. And the
Yes,
government has also been trying out some programs. NASSCOM has also been emphasizing on reskilling. So that is
correct.
becoming a motto. But do you
Yeah,
see there is an emphasis where you are setting in emphasis to on more towards moving more towards product and platforms rather than services,
yeah,
utilizing things like AI, AR, VR, machine learning, and building in products and platforms in India? Is that happening?
yeah. Excellent question, Aman. Excellent question. So definitely I see that trend happening even when I look at the Indian services industry. The service industry also going through a transformation. So it is now coming up with solutions. It's no more like we'll bid for a project and take it over.
Mm-hmm.
The intent is now to build a solution, have practices around the segment,
Right.
and then do a scale up there. So even in like enterprise software, like say I'll take my example of my organization again, the Blue Yonder.
Mm-hmm.
Then the reason why JD has changed over to Blue Yonder is the emphasis on going and using of AI and ML in the supply chain world.
Mm-hmm.
We have a tie-up with Microsoft to use the cloud. We have a tie-up with Kites
Mm-hmm.
to use the IoT devices to get to the edge devices where the data will flow seamlessly from these IoT devices and decisions will happen on the fly.
Okay.
So the integrations are definitely very much in place, and
Mm-hmm.
India is moving towards a focus to being a
Okay.
product oriented.
Okay. I see some of that in some of the conversations I see on LinkedIn by Devjani Ghosh, who is the president of NASSCOM. So she
Hmm.
does emphasize at times about the product centricity
Yes,
of NASSCOM. So hopefully that will come to fruition. One
correct.
last question would be, Manish, in terms of overall India skilling, the government is creating roadmap. They are also thinking in terms of
Yes,
technology, specifically AI, considering the
yeah,
lead which China has built even over US in AI.
yes,
So India will
yeah,
have a workforce of about 600 million by 2022. 600 million
correct.
overall blue collar, white collar workers. And if we
Right.
have to move up the value chain, then this reskilling has to happen pretty fast.
Yeah,
So do you
yeah,
see,
absolutely agree.
in your company specifically, is there an emphasis on reskilling or go out? Something like that is happening?
Okay, to give you the context, all of us we have moved from a smart goal-based system to an OKR.
Right.
I have my OKR to finish Azure Administrator in Q1
Mm-hmm.
and move over to DevOps and Solution Architect by end of the year.
But
in
are
terms
these
of resources.
personal? Sorry to interrupt you. But are these personal OKRs or they are coming from top down?
The organization top down is all employees have to upskill on the new set of technologies,
Okay,
new gen of technologies.
right,
Now you pick your choice on what you want to upskill upon and
right,
then demonstrate the skills. So there's definitely a consummate focus altogether. And it's
right.
not about my organization as such as well. I'm seeing and talking to my friends. It's
Mhm,
happening across the board. When I look at today's kids coming who are coming out of college, the college going students, the one engineering, the curriculum has changed. Even like when I look back at my program at IM Bangalore when I did, the content has upgraded significantly to talk about how these skills are going to impact. What here is, see, the technology is going through a change. In the
mhm,
entire industry, not only about say software, if you look at automobile itself, is going through a transition.
right.
So there's going to be a tough phase for someone coming in and also for someone who is in the middle of it. That what we learn today is possibly it may not even be relevant 6 months down the line. So I see a continuous challenge for next 2 to 3 years till the time it all settles down. Well, we have been talking a lot about AI and ML, but
Mhm,
we have only just started building something into the production systems now.
right,
So it will take probably another 6 months to 1 year. We actually see the fruits of it, how relevant it is in the practicality.
right.
Remember the biotechnology curve.
Yeah,
Let's not forget that biotechnology came as a next big thing, but
yeah.
it did not really scale up as expected
I mean, biotechnology,
because
nanotechnology, we have talked about them,
yeah,
but they have not really picked up the masses current as
right,
information technology and IT is did in India.
yeah. So I'll go back to my augmented reality example where I talked about how using the Microsoft lens, HoloLens to demonstrate an hands-free big example. It
Hmm.
gave a productivity improvement by 15%, but the cost of an HoloLens is 3000 USD. And it is a lens. It is fragile.
Yeah.
Not like a regular devices like RF gun, which is $600. And
Hmm.
if you can throw it out, it won't impact at all.
Okay. I mean, I like your perspectives a lot since you come from that industry, especially supply chain
Yeah,
area, and when you are there in the Silicon Valley of India, so your perspectives are really more than welcome, Manish. That's all I
thanks.
had for today, and
Sure,
I hope to speak with you about other topics sometime later.
absolutely. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Aman.
Thank
It
you.
will be
Thanks for your
great.
time. Have a good
Thanks,
evening.
Aman.
Bye.
You too. Good time.